Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode here at WILDMAN Lives. I'm your host, WILDMAN. Now on today's episode, I went to the gym and I was doing front squats in giant set format with toes to bar and the assault bike in between. Now the reason why I was doing front squats is because I've been doing a lot of deadlifts lately. And deadlifts work your posterior chain. Another exercise that works your posterior chain is the back squat. Now, I have to lessen the weight on the back squat because I'm trying to focus more on the deadlift. But if you watch my channel long enough, you know that I harp about antagonistic muscle groups, meaning opposing muscle groups that will in fact keep you balanced, healthy, and will avoid impingements and injuries as long as you maintain an equal balance of those opposing muscle groups. Now, the front squat is probably the best antagonistic movement to do when it comes to deadlift and the back squat because you're working your anterior chain, and your anterior chain is the front plane of your body and the back plane is your posterior chain. So let's jump into today's workout and I'll show you an example of how to do the front squats in giant set format. So on today's giant set, I was doing front squats like I said I would, which is the perfect antagonistic movement to do for the deadlift and the back squat. We'll go into more later why this is such a useful exercise. And I'm also going to be doing toes to bar. I know, I'm a pretty big guy, but I still got it when it comes to gymnastic movements. This is a great movement to do, to work your abs, to move your hips, and to get your shoulders mobile as you're going up in weight on the front squat. And I'm also going to be doing the assault bike. And the assault bike is a great way to get extra conditioning in and tires you out pretty fast and keeps you nice and warm as we're going through the workout. And that's going to be the giant set for the day. Now, typically when I'm doing the front squat workouts, I like to work up to a 1 rep max. And I usually like to wear knee sleeves and a belt and other things that are going to help me as I go up in weight. But I didn't want to do that today. Instead, what I was focusing on was making sure that I was doing enough of the front squat to appease the antagonistic movement and work my anterior chain, which is what the front squat is known for working. Deadlifts and back squat work your posterior chain, and so the front squat is going to hit the other side of your body, the front of your body, which is basically going to be your core and your quads. So since I've been doing a lot of deadlifts lately, I wanted to make sure my anterior chain was getting as much attention as my posterior chain, which in turn actually helps your deadlift go up because you're nice and balanced. It's kind of like when you're working your back and your bench press goes up. Because when you work the opposing muscle groups, believe it or not, they work together in order to make you that much more powerful on compound lifts. But on today's workout, I wanted just to go up to a 3 rep max, and I didn't want to wear a belt or any knee sleeves. I kind of just wanted to see if I can hit 255 pounds for 3 reps. And there's a couple reasons why I'm doing this. Number one, I don't feel like that I'm getting a lot of quad activation when I am doing back squats on back squat day. Primarily because the back squat is just too light, since I don't want to overload my posterior chain and have it affect me on deadlift day. So this is a great way to work your quads, especially when it comes up to the volume portion. Another thing is it's really working that core in the front rack position. So the front rack position is where you can have a strong base to overhead press. So if you're able to hold weight, and especially heavy weight, in the front rack position, and you learn how to do leg drive, you'll be able to hit a really big weight overhead simply by just practicing and getting better at the front squat. So all these reasons are really good reasons to do the front squat. They also carry over a lot into athletics. So if you play sports, front squats are most definitely going to get you there when you need to perform well for your sport. Now, this is my top set. It's only 255 pounds, but I'm not doing this with any equipment on. No belt, no knee sleeves, no extra support. So this was truly like raw strength. And since I don't do this very frequently at high weight for high reps, this was very difficult to do and it gassed me out pretty quick, especially because that bar is sitting on my carotid artery. So I have to fight not passing out as I'm doing it the entire time. But I was able to hit my goal. I'm taking this, a little bit slower than usual, so it was all good. Now for the volume portion, I just simply wanted to make sure that I was getting a nice burn in my quads. That's what I wanted to do the most. So since I was able to get to that heavy weight like I desired to do on this workout, now I need to make sure that I finish off my quads. And instead of doing like a leg extension or other things, I thought that doing more front squats was the better option. And I just continue to the same giant set format with toes to bar and with the assault bike as well. Now I'm going to break down some technique for you if you're interested in doing the front squat. The first thing that really helps is getting your elbows up high. So you need to have good shoulder mobility and good wrist mobility, because the higher your elbows are, the easier it's going to be in order to descend and come up from out of the hole. The second thing you need to do is brace hard in your core. This is a very core dominant exercise. And you also need to, as you're squatting down, push your knees slightly outward. That's going to really target the quads and your inner knee so much better and activate your glutes. So you're able to get a full lower body workout doing one movement. So there you have it. The front squat is king when it comes to the anterior chain building and the antagonistic muscle group for the deadlift and the back squat. Really appreciate everybody stopping in tonight, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.